What is going on, Team Esteem? Hey, we're going to get started right away. It is 1 o'clock on a Wednesday, 1 o'clock Pacific time, that is. I don't know where you're watching from. Facebook doesn't have limitations, it's worldwide. I could be famous worldwide. But I know that there's a couple of questions from last week's Facebook Live that I did, talking about being stuck in a home with, with a bunch of people, with my family. So in my family, there's my wife and myself, the sane ones, the ones with the wisdom and the gray hair to support that, to back it up. We also have a 24-year-old who is in college but also works full-time. There's a 20-year-old who just finished her sophomore year yesterday. And so now she's done. She's doing, all of a sudden it's summertime for her, whatever that means. Then I have an 18-year-old who graduated sort of from high school this year. How does that work? Did they graduate already? I don't even know. Well, we're trying to celebrate that. And then there's a fifth grader who got a what do you call that? Like a virtual, digital, online walkthrough of her middle school for next year. I mean, I'm excited that they're doing it, but my gosh, is this crazy or what? Hey, California, it's Alameda County, Contra Costa County, we are in week 7 of this shelter in place. And there's a couple of adult kids in my house. I just want to talk to you about what has worked for us, what we've found. So sometimes, your life serves as a warning to others, as a deterrent to others. Don't do what we do. Instead, we made some mistakes, and now we know what to do. So let's give it a shot. A couple things that we figured out is that we do have to give them some clear boundaries. They may be in your home, and they may be fully grown, and there's still going to be, there's some boundaries here. We're not roommates. I'm kind of the boss of the house. This house kind of is mine, and everything that's in it is mine. Don't be telling me that I can't take your Xbox, because you know what? It belongs to me. Look it up, Mister. I want to get a law degree. You can still take it away. So, anyways, create some boundaries and say, hey, we're all, once a day we're having dinner together. And I want you just to show up and be there for dinner, and I want you to wash your face and your hands, whatever. If that was an issue, I don't know what your situation is, where you are. I don't know if you have dirty hand kids. I don't know. But in any case, it's important that we have a couple of rules. And so we have that. For instance, I mentioned this last week, at 9 o'clock in the morning, everybody's out. And on Saturday, they get to sleep in until 10. You don't have to do much. You just get up. You get your day started. Some of them will shower right away or do it even before then. Some will just roll out of bed and just kind of go and show their face. That's all I need. Do something. Grab some breakfast. Read a book. Make yourself seen. Some of them just go straight back to being in their room, being alone, I don't know if they go to sleep, whatever. But with all the different boundaries and some of the slots where we want them to check in, that also means that we have to let go of whatever else they're doing. So I think since they lose, and I'll talk a little bit more about that, but they lose some control, during this time. They have no place to go. They have no friends to see. They have no movie to attend. There's no concerts to, it's really sad. And it's important that we have that 9 o'clock time, right? And we have the dinner time, for instance. That means also I let go of the rest a little bit. I'm just, so you want to sleep from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. You know what? I don't know, man. You do you. But I have a different little strategy that goes with that, because of course they totally push back against that 9 o'clock rule, especially at the beginning. But it changed when I saw and noticed how their attitude and their whole demeanor, how their whole day was better when they did do the wake up at 9 o'clock. Like everything was a little bit better because they had some routine And so now all of a sudden I don't see that. I don't have to ask for it anymore. I don't have to go in their room because they forgot, or it's really, really cool. So I try to let go of other stuff. I don't try to control their calendar. Whatever they're doing during the day, whatever activities they have, you know what? You do you. As long as it doesn't affect the rest of the family, you get to do that. Because I'm asking for a couple things that I don't want to bend on. And, I say this whenever there's some pushback. I go, you don't have to live here. I looked up rental costs for a room that you'd have to share with somebody, by the way. And the Bay Area is not kind. I don't know what it is like for where you live, but it is expensive to rent a room anywhere here in the Bay Area. So, but you don't have to live here. This is just, we have some minor rules that are important to us. So, anyways, really important, boundaries, but create fun. Find ways to have fun together, you guys. You got to do crazy stuff, play games, all sorts, name that reference real quick. You gotta have fun together, and that means sometimes doing things that you don't really want to do, like signing up for TikTok and doing TikTok dances. Please, somebody rescue me. I make it sound like it's really fun, but somebody come get me. I'll tell you where I live in a direct message later on. Figure out some projects. If there's stuff that you've always wanted to clean or organize or fix or remodel or whatever, get them involved with that, and just require or say, we're going to just do this for a little bit. Can you help me on that one day? By the way, they really love being treated like adults, when you kind of schedule it for them too, and not say, hey, by the way, what are you doing? Yeah, come on, let's go. We're going to go remodel the backyard. Now? No, Wednesday. Do you have time Wednesday afternoon? Is Wednesday afternoon better, or Thursday afternoon? Or do you want to do it in the morning? That kind of thing really helps them. Get out and exercise. I really stress that with them. And sometimes if I see them getting too lethargic, I just I step in and say, we're going to go for a 20-minute walk. 20 to 30 minutes, something like that. Who's in? And then I try to just coax them all to go. It's short, man. 20 minutes, it's not long. All right, what else? Family dinner, already talked about that. Give them some control. Since everything is out of control, give them some control. So once a week they get to decide what we have for dinner. Oftentimes my wife will go, well, perfect, then I'm going to make sure that you make it. I'll help you, kind of thing. We'll buy the ingredients and do that. Something as simple as deciding what music to play during dinner, because we have loud chewers, you guys. And why do some people have to eat cereal, like when nobody else is eating, and all of a sudden a bowl of cereal shows up and it is so loud? It's like, I should record this. Is this normal in every whoa. But anyways, while we're eating dinner all together and we're all a little hangry, at the end of the day, and everybody's just sort of on edge, me included, nobody talks because we're all just too hungry. And so we just go, it's so quiet. All I hear is people chewing and swallowing too loud. I hate swallowing. Does anybody have ice chewers in your house? They don't get to do that. But they get to choose they get to take turns being the DJ and choosing what music gets played in the house. They love that. They get to just have some control there. Get to control what activities, what game to play. Julie was asking what games they'd like to play. Anything from Rummy Cube, is that what it's called? To Uno, to Monopoly, to they're pretty game. Right now, my oldest daughter is teaching everybody a new game she learned on a trip to South Africa. I don't know what it's called, but it's kind of fun. It's like a card game. And it depends. All of a sudden you're sick of a game, just come up with something else. Also, just maybe let's decide what to watch tonight. Let's all watch something together, and you get to decide which movie we're going to rent, or we're going to see, or we're going to stream, or whatever it is. So that helps a lot too. And I would say, even with adults, if I feel like they're sleeping too much during the day, I have a conversation with them, and I have to just realize that they also are adults, and I can parent up to a point, and I think it's better for my sanity, for their sanity, and for my wife's sanity if we try not to control everything about them, about their life. If it affects other people because they get super grumpy, like for instance, if they're on screens or on social media too much, they get really grumpy, and they get snippy and snappy and cynical and short with one another. We just go, well, I guess don't be on social media at all. But yeah, play that music, love, white boy. That was just for me. And then just give them space. They do need space, and can you imagine if you were younger than now, and you're with your think about this, with your parents? Don't you love your parents? Love my parents. And then being stuck in a house with them for 7 weeks. Exactly. So sometimes, to your question, Wendy, they are adults, and I can't make them do stuff, but because I require little, but unyielding, and then there's a lot of freedom in that, and then I also just kind of work up to it. I go, hey, this coming Thursday we're doing a bike ride, and it's going to take 20 minutes, but just so you know, get your bike ready, get your bike shorts ready. I don't know, but just so you know, it's going to happen, and it's not going to be optional. They kind of go with that because they realize, hey, it's good for them, it's good for us, it's good for the family, and they always have fun. They always have fun. So it's we just have to give them their space, a lot, and then require a little, because even 24-year-olds, 20-year-olds, 18-year-olds need to be parented sometimes, and just say, hey, I recognize something that you may not see. I recognize something in you that you may not see, and I think if you do your day a little bit differently, if you do this, if you stop this habit, and if you do a little bit more of that, I think things are going to get better. So anyway, I want to say, your kids are probably going to be fine, because who watches this on a perfectly good, beautiful 69 degree, April day? You're doing that, and so as a parent of young adults, I want to say thank you, because you're probably you're killing it, and because I just know, because otherwise you wouldn't be watching this. You are doing it. To answer one more question, the responsibilities around the house is I give them a couple of chores that they're just like, for instance, my youngest son has the responsibility to check all the trash around the house about twice a day. Because my gosh, there's trash everywhere. But just, and don't empty it if it's not full, but just walk around and be aware of that. And then we all take turns clean the kitchen, and they all have to pitch in. Unless you don't eat here and don't sleep here, then you don't have to help. But other than that. All right, so I just got an emergency alert also. It's a public safety alert. The Contra Costa County stay-at-home order extends to May 31st. Well, I'm going to dismiss that. That happened right during this time. How perfect is that? Hey, great to see you. I hope you're staying safe and staying healthy, and I hope that some of these tips help. Comment below of other tips that have helped with you, with your young adults, or with your kids, that has really helped you, or stuff that has helped you cope with being stuck with these people, because it is not easy. All right, love y'all, and thanks for what you do, and be sure to check out Esteem here on Facebook for any other resources that you might need. It is chock full of really, really great stuff. Talk to you later. Bye.